Hi and welcome back to a new episode of Sick Games Entertainment. The last time I've uploaded a video is about 5 years ago. So things have changed. Some of you who may know me, most of you will not know me, but I am coming back to the YouTube game. And I wanted this time to up the quality because those of you who do know me, I've been posting my videos on a cell phone out of my own home, with no microphone, no lights, no nothing, and just trying to give up, some good information, pass on some insights of the sim racing community, if you will. However, I do realize that YouTube has changed the game. 5 years is a long time. This channel is in fact not even monetized. Like, I do have some subscribers, but I match the subscribers quantity, but I don't match the qualification for having enough watched minutes to even be monetized. So hopefully this will change soon. However, this time I give you this studio here, which is dedicated to sim racing. I have built a new rig, a new full motion rig, which we'll get to a little bit later. I realize that most of you will probably want to see it. I mean, here you can see it. However, I will go into some details, or all of the details gladly. But today I want to dedicate this video to a somewhat more important issue, because a lot of people want to see Assetto Corsa Competizione in VR perform on a 3080 graphics card by Nvidia, which is hard to get. And believe me, I know. I should dedicate an entire video just on me getting the 30 series graphics card in my hands. Because in fact I ordered 5 cards out of desperation. I ordered 2 3090s, I ordered 3 3080s, and I didn't get a single one of them until I overpaid 400 euros basically to get a Founders Edition. And I did get a Founders Edition 3080 Ti, which I really much wanted. And this is now stuck in that new build with a 10900K, a whole fully new system, which I also wanted to make a video on this, on how to build a dedicated racing computer, but we're gonna try and get to all of this a little bit later. As said, I noticed that on YouTube there is no such video showing you the frame rates of ACC. Also worth mentioning is that I myself am not an ACC driver as of yet, because frankly the hardware was not here to support VR in ACC the way I needed it to be. Like, it just wasn't possible to drive it. Before that I had 1080 Ti, and it just didn't perform. So iRacing, I'm very happy with VR. Project Cars 2 is well made in VR, but ACC was just too demanding. And hopefully this will change, and I will be able to drive ACC and stream it and show you and do all of this good stuff. Anyway, I know you're wondering, does this guy have an intro? I don't have a sponsor, but I do have an intro, so let's roll that. All right, so here we go with ACC in VR. Just let me hear the engine.
Stay double file.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that sound engine is pretty sweet. That's actually a lot better than what we have in iRacing, even though it just recently got updated. Anyway, so this is using the HTC VIVE Pro at 150 resolution. So super sampling is on, and as you can see, we're passing the pads and the starting grid with the entire lineup of all cars. This is obviously an AI race, but you can see it's fairly consistently at 90 FPS. It's not going to be dropping much than the average that is shown there at like 88, 87. So this is not using any AWS, any of those, you know, halving, half the frames basically. This is not that. This is native, well, full 90 hertz basically. And the settings for that are unchanged because I don't want to fiddle around with all the settings in the ACC options. Basically what I selected is the high VR is what it's called. There's epic, there's high, there's custom. So this is just a standard setting of high VR. Once you click on high VR, you don't change anything, and it works out of the box. And I actually think that the developers did a fairly good job. I don't know if they adjusted this before the 3080 release or not. Probably not, but maybe it's just a coincidence. But it does look that way, decent enough. Like I don't have any jitters. It doesn't look unsharp. It looks fairly good to begin with, and you don't need to go epic. So high is what it is. And most important question to address here is, I guess, the memory. Well, it's, as you can see there below the green line, it's using 8 GB out of the 10 on this 3080. About to say Ti, it's not a Ti, 3080 Founders Edition. So yeah, it's doing all right. So if that's your question, whether or not 10 GB will suffice for VR, yes, you can go ahead and make the purchase. It does work out. Obviously, you can max this out. Don't get me wrong. Like, there will be a need of a 3090 or a 3080 with 20 gigabytes of RAM, because people like me will definitely be able to use more than 10 GB. Like if I hook up my Pimax to that with the resolution of 200% super sampling, yeah, you can max this out easily, even in iRacing. I tried it in iRacing, and I can use like 9.5 gigabyte, no questions asked. That is definitely gonna be an issue at some point, but for now it is working. Like this is, you don't need much better than that, what it is right now. It's already at 150% super sampling. So like, what are we talking about? Like, there's gotta be an end to all those limits. Like the 3080 is a beast if you just compare it to a 1080 Ti, which was my last graphics card. So yeah, you can see that it's running at 75%, 75 Celsius temperature, and that's running at about 90% capability. So the usage is at 90, and I don't want to max this part out, because obviously you can go to the settings and make it use 95, 98% of the GPU. However, I wouldn't recommend that, because not all the tracks are going to be Brands Hatch on nice weather. So if you run more demanding tracks at night time with possibly like weather changes with rain, then the 90 that you see here, you may even need to lower that to get decent frame rates with weather changes and time changes. So other than that, I'm fairly happy. I mean, I am using a 10900K, not overclocked at 4.8 gigahertz currently. Here you can see that I also entered the pits. I just wanted to see if there's any changes or frame drops, but nothing worth mentioning here either. And that pit stop animation is crazy good. Like for someone who comes from iRacing to ACC, seeing that, and I'm all about immersion. Like my main thing is like all immersion, like surround sound, surround force feedback, full motion rig. I am immersion, you know, this is what I stand for. So yeah, seeing those people walk around the car, change the tires, refuel the car, this is actually sweet, and I appreciate that a lot. And you know, with a nice surround sound headset, we'll get all the details what I'm using, but you can actually hear the people walk around, and you can directly hear where they're standing or what they're doing. So yeah, we are gonna change some settings, and I'll show you another video of the settings being on Epic. Just wanted to pause here. Basically I went to the curve so you can see that the cars are passing by. There's basically the entire grid passing by without leaving the 90 frames. So this is consistent throughout the entire track. I can't really complain much. It's been a good experience. Now here in this menu, for some reason, and I don't know why, I'm just too stupid for that, but I can't record the menu. I don't know why. In OBS, like I linked it up and it shows everything just except the menus. Same thing with iRacing, like whatever I change in the options, I don't see it. So if anyone knows how to enable the menus, certainly appreciate it, and most viewers will too. But all in all, right now I'm just changing the settings from high VR to Epic VR. I don't believe I changed any settings in Epic VR. Pretty much standard, but you will see that the frames just dip down in a ridiculous amount. So we'll be getting like 45, 50 at the most from what I remember. And it was completely unusable, like you cannot drive that. So up until now you can see that the reprojection ratio is like 4%, I believe it was. Well, now it's up, but drop frames at 170 in 14 minutes of recording, so that's really not bad. I've seen like thousands of frames being dropped per, a minute in using the 1080 Ti when I started ACC for the first time. So here we are with 45 frames, and it's jittery, it's laggy, you can't drive that, and worst of all, it's not even better. Like the Epic does not look that much better than high VR, so there is no reason to go for the Epic settings. Don't try to chase that, it's gonna get you nowhere. So you can see the GPU memory is now up, it's at 8.7, and I said, like if you crush the super sampling 200%, yeah, you can max that out. But in general, you won't be needing much more than, let's say, the 80 at the current specs. Like it's fine. It's more than fine. I don't remember completing even the lap, or maybe I did, but it's unusable. You can't drive it like that. So I could probably go in Steam VR resolution, drop it down to like 100 from the 150. But then again, there is no point of using Epic settings and then not using the super sampling. Sure enough, there is a use for a 3090, no doubt about it. It could probably hit 10-15 more frames. Whether or not that's worth to someone, it's up to you. I probably would get one if I would have gotten one, but now that I have the 3080 Founders Edition, I'm all happy with that. So alright, that's it. I'm gonna stop right there and see you in a minute. Well, alright then. I hope this solves your question of whether the 3080 is sufficient for virtual reality and Assetto Corsa Competizione. I know I have had the question myself, worrying about the 10 gigabyte of memory, if that's going to be enough or not. Really, it's plenty. It's all good. It's working fine. It's flawless. Of course, there's always headroom, you know, to go for the 3090 or the 20 gigabyte version. If you have the time to wait, you can wait. But if you're lucky to get a 3080 now, go grab it now. It's well worth the money. This is not the episode that I wanted to launch this channel with, but I do realize that this is important to many of you, and I do realize that it's a great opportunity for me to introduce myself to the new sim racers, or to all those sim racers that still don't know this channel. It's a tiny channel. It's a really tiny channel. We had 3,000 subscribers 5 years ago. That was actually decent. But by now I realized that there is, you know, room to improve. Hopefully this channel will grow. I'm not sure where this is going. I don't know how much time I will have. I may post another video in 5 years. Hopefully not. But up until then, you may want to subscribe to this channel. I will not be repeating that often. I don't like, you know, going for a subscribe, like, comment. I couldn't care less. But back in the day when I made the videos, I don't even think we had that notification bell. So this is how long ago I made my videos. If we can improve on episodes and going further, I will happily show you that awesome simulator that I built over there in the blurriness in the background. It is a great sim. It's fitted with all the bells and whistles that you can possibly have by any standard. So even the most advanced racing enthusiasts will surely encounter here something that they have not seen before, or would like to do, or would like to know more about. There is a big interest in the headsets that I would like to share. Particularly with the Pimax. I've been using the HTC VIVE Pro for a very, very long time. Jesus, my microphone is all crooked. Why don't you guys say something? Am I gonna have to retake this? I'm not gonna retake this. You guys are gonna have to listen to bad sound until I figure out my way around all of this equipment. Anyway, the Pimax is astonishingly good, and it's kept in the shadows by the people who have one but don't film enough with it, because at least now with the 3080, it is definitely worth a second look, and I'll tell you and show you why the Pimax 5K Plus is an astonishing HMD. It's not just the field of view, it's the sense of speed that you get with the wider field of view. I enjoy very much the field of view of seeing the mirrors and everything. You can almost see the entire cockpit. However, this is not the major advantage of the Pimax. The major advantage is that you finally can see and feel basically the speed that you're going at. I get scared now in iRacing when I drive fast, like 200 and above. You'll get scared now. So, and this is what you want in immersion. So we'll address the headset, we'll address all the modifications that I did to the headset, because basically nothing here is standard. Whatever I have up on there is all custom. It's nothing, not one piece of equipment. I went down the entire list. Not one piece of equipment is left the way it was bought. And this is something that I would like to share with all of the enthusiasts and advanced level of gearheads that are on this channel. So yeah, do subscribe, do whatever you need to do to get the notification for the next video, because hopefully that will come soon. And please let me know in the comments if this was helpful. I'm sure it was to some of you, at least. At least I wanted to see a video like that, but didn't find anything. I do want to see the people that have been here before, those 3,000 subscribers that have been on this previous channel. I don't think they exist anymore, but I'd love to see if any one of you has ever heard of Sick Games Entertainment. It was a really small channel. All right, let's hope this will improve, and I will talk to you on the next episode, hopefully soon. Take care.